welcome back to my channel. This is Jess Snows. I am 8.5 weeks postpartum, and I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about how I've been dealing with that. It's been a while, about a month since the last time I recorded. Um, so all worth it, all worth it. So the first 4 weeks, I was very aware of my parts downstairs. I sometimes I had to. It didn't. After the first week, it didn't hurt, but it was still uncomfortable to sit for long periods of time. So I would sit on a pillow or sit on the edge, and I felt that there was I had a second-degree tear, so I felt that it felt like if you cut yourself, like a razor burn. That's what it felt like, and so going to the bathroom was uncomfortable. So one of the tricks I used to make going to the bathroom easier was just to always have a bottle of water next to the toilet, and to pour the water while you're peeing, so it dilutes a bit of the acidity so that it doesn't sting down there. I was afraid that it wasn't actually ever going to heal, and that I was going to have that sensitivity for forever. And starting about 5.5 weeks to exactly like the 6-week mark, it suddenly disappeared, which is really cool, and also great that I'm able to just sit normally. Let's see, another thing that I've been dealing with is sleep, or lack thereof. Until last week, she did not really sleep through the night, and waking up in every 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, which I know is normal, but it's a really hard adjustment. And I was falling asleep while nursing her, and at one time I was so afraid that I almost dropped. I didn't drop her, but I thought I almost dropped her, because when you wake up suddenly you jerk. So one of the things that I've been doing in order to stay more awake is to drink coffee at somewhere between 6 and 9 o'clock in the evening, so that I'm able to be somewhat alert to her while she's sleeping. The last thing that I've been dealing with, and this is something that I'm currently dealing with, is getting back to relating to my body. While I was pregnant, so I've always been on the skinny average side. I've never had any sort of weight issues, never really thought about it, and I gained I don't know exactly how much I weighed before I got pregnant, but I know that I've gained somewhere between 11 to 14 kilos, and which is still within normal range, I guess, but it's a lot, and it's a huge change on the body to see that so quickly. So during pregnancy, I would look in the mirror and cry a lot, especially as I got bigger. And although I knew on one side it was okay because I was carrying her, on the other side my clothes didn't fit. I got stretch marks in my lower belly, my lower stomach, and just looking at that was really hard. The saving grace was that I have her. It's all for her. It's okay. It's my body stretching. I gained weight too fast. It's accommodating that. After giving birth, the first time looking in the mirror and still seeing that I look 6 months pregnant, it was really hard for me, because there's nothing there. It's an empty it's an empty vessel because she's out now. And I was afraid that people would look at me and ask me how far along was I, and I'll be like, no, actually I just had the baby, so this is just fat. Or not being able to fit into my clothes, and just not feeling so great about my body. And then the weight started to come off, and like after like 2-3 weeks I had lost 11 kilos. I'm like, wow, this is awesome. And then I stayed at this 11 kilo mark, and I still needed to lose like three more kilos, which I still haven't lost, but my stomach, I do see daily that it's going down. But it's still really hard for me to see myself like that. I cry a lot about it on one side, because I mean, and on the other side, I'm really amazed that my body is able to, amazed at like what it did, and the fact that I was lucky and blessed to be able to carry a child. I know that that's not something bold, it's not something clear, and I don't take it for granted. Just at the same time, it's still hard to like look at myself in the mirror, or to see those and know that it's going to take a long time for them to go away. And I know that they're tiger marks, and on most days I try to deal with it and to just think of the positive, and that it won't always be like this, and it's a good thing. And I'm very grateful that I have the kind of relationship that I have, because at least I get outside reassurance from my husband that, even though I don't need a man to validate me, but it's still nice to hear, because it's really hard for me. It's really hard. I think that's probably the biggest struggle, is readjusting to my body. Motherhood. I've always wanted to be a mom, or I always assumed that I would become one. And now that she's here, it's so crazy. Every day I look at her going, oh my gosh, how in the world did I get this? And I feel so lucky and so blessed that I feel like I wanna spit. There's a Jewish concept of ayin hara, the evil eye, and I don't necessarily believe in it, but I definitely want to protect what's mine. And she's actually a really easy baby. She cries when she needs something. I think reading what to expect in the first year, and joining and reading just on various websites about understanding that crying isn't a bad thing. It's her first form of communication, and it's her way of letting me know what she needs. And since I've taken this approach, I feel like it's been really easy to take care of her and to stay calm when she's crying. But thank God she actually doesn't cry that much, and she doesn't cry that much. Thank God.